All right, guys, welcome to the Metapilots AMA.
All right, guys.
We have Bifrost B representing the team. Just a quick reminder, anything you hear on this recording is not financial advice, and AMAs are a chance for us to ask questions. They're not endorsements. DC, my man, is going to be hosting and talking to the team today. DC and Bifrost, take it away.
Throwing it over to us, man. Bifrost, first of all, I want to say hello. I'm DC. I'm the AMA host here, and welcome to the Safe Haven, man. Everybody, go in the chat and give a warm welcome to Bifrost. All right, so let's go
Yeah.
ahead.
Thank you for that. Thank you for having us. I really appreciate that to see.
Let's talk about you for a little bit, just so everybody can get a feel for you, man. When did you get started in crypto?
All right. So, yeah, that's a difficult question. I've been in and out of cryptos. I want to say that, well, over 5 years now. And although I missed out on buying Bitcoin at a dollar, so let's say I sold out before the boom. I did some trading and some stocks and forex, and I did some torrent, which is very similar to blockchain technology. And I really own a community on Telegram, and I'm very passionate about helping people grow. And yeah, that led me to this awesome bunch of people that are equally passionate, and I work with them on a few successful projects here, and they came up with this idea, and we're presenting today, Emirates Pilots. It's been a jolly good ride with the team. That's basically that's me in a second.
And what made you want to create this project?
All right. So I'm not the owner of the vision. I need to even do some proper introduction here. I believe that we're joined by the CEO of Amos Pilots, as well as the co-founders who are from Europe, and awesome people, awesome people. I met them in other projects in the past, and we got together and started to, put something together. But they pretty much had put stuff together before I came in. And the CEO, who is a computer programmer with 15 years of experience coding games and back end and all of that, web services for earning systems, and co-founders that who are experts in the crypto space. So they came together and they were moved to do something new. And it is what we're presenting today, one of a kind play to earn. It actually is a fly to earn, and I had never heard anything like that before. So, and I like to do new stuff. So, all right, so that's why I was motivated to join in.
I think that there's a niche when it, especially
Can you say that again?
And I was saying that, play to earn is a popular and it's a good niche to be in, because a lot of people like to earn their money different ways in crypto. But it definitely takes a really good team and a strong community to back it up. But we'll get into more of that later, man. So one thing I wanted to know about the project before we get into the utilities is, for anybody who doesn't have a brief overview, before we go too deep into it, can you give us a brief overview of what makes this project something that would catch people's eyes?
All right. I think it's first very novel in the sense that, it's a fly to earn. And for me, I'm just really hearing of that phrase for the very first time. That shows that it's new and some area to be explored. And so it's a play to earn. But it's indeed a revolutionary one, set to hit the crypto space, because it is the very first fly to earn. And I must emphasize the game has two modes. And if you've gone through the white paper, you understand there's a single player mode, which is the fly to earn, where you hit coins and you shoot at these coins and collect stuff, which is pretty much available right now on our app that you can access on the Play Store. So we have utility currently that you could access. And it's the second multiplayer mode, which is very exciting when you could play with friends and shoot planes down and that sort of stuff, buy weapons, and we like to call that aspect fight to earn or a fight to win. Now, that's what really makes it very unique because there's a lot of this cool and catchy terms that we are bringing in and concepts like, of course, the fight to earn and, of course, the fight to win, where you could slug it out with opponents, you could bet money down, and the winner takes it all. So it's very engaging, and not to talk about the awesome environments that we're incorporating, and we're also looking at the possibility of a cross chain where we'll be able to incorporate all of the metaverse integrations and terrains from different projects and all that stuff that we're still going to get into. So I can't wait to take you through all of that.
So now we can go just a little bit deeper into it, man. So one question I had about it is, people, here's one thing that, and I want you to especially take note of this to make sure you can communicate this with the owners, So people typically come to crypto to make money.
Yes.
To earn side to what you're doing, which is great. But how are we going to bridge your game and earnings together? Like, what's the bridge between those two, between the game and the earnings,
Awesome question. So we're not just doing something very exciting and there's no really way to make money from it. I didn't mention that when you start the game, it is pretty much free. Right now, you could play the game, but because the tokens are not available, they will be available after launch. Then you can earn tokens. So you could play for free and just for the excitement. But when you want to start making money, you have to connect your wallet. And when you connect your wallet, I'll just go through all of that figures and all of that, how it works and how you make money. You will need about 20,000 MSP tokens to fill a tank. But before that, when you start, you have a free plane and you have a free tanker. You would need a tanker filled with fuel to fly the plane. When you start off on default, you have the free plane and you have a free tanker full of fuel. Now, when you start playing after 30 minutes, the fuel is exhausted and you have to buy fuel. Now, 20,000 MSP tokens will fill your tank. And if I'm to do some rough calculations, and when we launch, that's about $5, and you could earn as much as $13 on that tanker that you have bought. If you utilize that tank properly, you could get as much as $13, which is about 50,000 MSP tokens. So in one full round of the game, there are coins to pick. If you're following through with what I'm saying, if you could picture that, and for those that want to have a feel as I'm presenting, they could download the app to follow through on this presentation. So in a full round of the game, there are 20 to 25 coins to grab, and one coin is equal to 3,000 MSP tokens. Now, in the single player mode that we have available right now, because it's still at the beta version, we're still going to have the multiplayer after launch, where you can slug it out with other players and stuff. So in this single player mode, as you go around, you could collect coins which equal to MSP tokens. You could collect them by shooting at the coins or just hitting them. Now, when you hit one coin, you get 3,000 MSP tokens. Now, it's in the design of the coin. There's a little circle within the purple circle within the coin, which is the target. And if you shoot at the target, you get a 25% bonus. That's instead of the 3,000 MSP tokens, you get 3,750 MSP tokens. And sure, where can you buy fuel? The project can sell you fuel to keep earning as you fly, because after 13 minutes, if you don't refuel, get this game over. So you could buy fuel from the project, and you could buy fuel from owners of gas stations. These gas stations are NFTs. I'm still going to come back to that. So they are cheaper coming from the gas NFT owners. So if you just let me go through the NFTs quickly, you have a better understanding about how all of this works. And, can I go in through that?
One thing I want to note, guys, pay attention to this too. So notice how this whole time, whenever I ask him a question, he actually elaborately answers the question, and I don't have to come in and continue to rephrase how I ask the question. He can just ask it, he just answers it clear cut. And that seems to be the case with most of the AMAs here. So that's one thing you're looking for when we're looking for AMAs. It's not just a good project with good utility, but you're looking for team members who have a good quality of character. People who will come prepared. They're not going to try to baffle you with words. They'll answer things straight up. They'll be honest with you. He say, I'm not the owner. Here's why I'm a part of it. I just thought it was something cool. He didn't even attempt to say something that would, you guys ever heard the phrase where they say over promise, under deliver? Well, he didn't try to make up something that sounds like something huge that it really was, like a huge deal of why he was here when it wasn't. He just believed strongly in what he's doing. And that's what we're here to do. We're here so that more and more people can believe strongly in what they're doing. So I wanted to congratulate him, and I wanted to point this out so you guys know what to look for when you're listening to people in AMAs, man. So go ahead and continue with the point you were going to make.
Awesome. I really appreciate how you put that. We like to look at it like this. We tell you exactly the way it is and hope that you see our passion and our level of experience in this crypto space, even to deliver on everything that we have promised. So I really appreciate how you put that. Speaking about the NFTs, there are two basic type of NFTs in the game. There's the autopilot NFTs, where players that partake in pre-sale, and this is really important, players that partake in pre-sale can mint autopilot NFTs and do not have to play actively because it's autopilot. It's an active game and you're fighting and you're just moving around and all of that. But if you have the autopilot NFT, you don't have to play actively and you'll be able to earn passive income. And all right, to not bother you all of that calculation, that translates to some $8 to $10 daily by holding an autopilot NFT. And there are a total of 555 autopilot NFTs for holders. Investors can mint these NFTs 4 days after launch. And that's about the autopilot NFT. So we have the gas station NFTs. They are very rare. Compared to the autopilot NFTs, there are 555. Gas station NFTs are just 30 in number. And early investors can mint this and sell to other players to have passive income. Now, if you follow through on what I said before, as you play the game, you would need to refuel your plane. And you could get fuel from the project or from gas station NFT holders. And that's how gas NFT holders make their passive income. But to make the system very sustainable, there's a maximum amount of players that gas NFT holders could sell fuel to. So you could buy fuel from the project and, of course, from the gas station NFTs that are cheaper. So we programmed that so that more players would buy from the gas station NFT holders than from the projects. So, like I said, they can be transferred and sold to other players. And they're about a gas station NFT should cost 1.5 BNB to 2.5 to 2 BNB later on, I think after launch. So that's really a rundown on how the NFTs work, and they're really amazing. You need to see all that we're putting together, the graphics. All right, so what we have right now is cool, but we are willing to put in more work even to build a better environment. And we're speaking about even the possibility of metaverse integration in the future, where you are feeling like you're in the skies, really. And so that's really what I think is really awesome about the project.
Yeah, guys. So I hope you guys caught all that with different things they have with their passive income and how you can earn with the different autopilot NFTs. So maybe if you don't necessarily have the time or aren't that interested in flying, you can still earn with this. So pay attention to the fact that not only did they create passive income, and they have different ways that you can get passive income, but in order for them to get those different ways you can get passive income, the team had to sit back and figure out a way that they could make this sustainable for every type of person. People who like planes, people who aren't that interested in planes but still want to be able to make money from a project, people who don't necessarily have the time but they would love to do it. You can tell that they really put thought behind this, and they really put their ducks in a row. They didn't just make which we've seen a lot, make a to-earn game and just assume that the way we do it right here is how everybody's just going to accept it and like it. They really broke down and thought about every type of person and did everything they possibly could to make it so every type of person could earn, So not only is that a plus for the project, but that's a plus for the team, you guys. As he's talking, don't only just pay attention to the things that he's saying about the project and how good it is, but pay attention to the thought processes of the team that's doing this, because it'll give them some extra credibility in your mind to help you make a better decision. So one thing I wanted to know too about the passive income. So a lot of people in times like these, in this type of market condition, a lot of people want to make passive income. But here's the thing. People do not have a clear understanding of how passive income works, in the sense of, all right, if I stake my money here, or if I yield, or if I decide to farm, or any form of parking their money and letting their money grow, it sounds good to them, but they don't know whether or not how much money they're going to make and their flow of income, how steady it's going to be, is going to be based off of the volume of the project or how much money the team has saved up. There's a disconnect in that area, and that pushes people away. And the point of this AMA is for people to be able to figure out, what ways can I benefit from this? And there are people who might be feeling really like what you're doing, but they're just having a disconnect in that one little area of, how can I know that I'm going to make this amount and it's going to be stable? How do I know where the money is exactly coming from? So do me a favor, man. Go over where the money is going to always be coming from, and explain to people how it's going to be sustainable for them, so they don't have to worry. And the fact that it's a bearish time isn't going to affect you guys.
All right. So, yeah. So it's a very all-inclusive game. So that, as you have rightly said, if you want to play, if you are there for the fun of it, we're here for you. The game is very much ready for you to just play and not really earn. But if you really want to earn, you have to connect your wallet. And when you connect your wallet, you play for free for that 30 minutes and to use up your fuel, you are actually adding to the system now by buying fuel. And you can agree that the money comes when everyone that signs up puts money into the system. And to make it sustainable, it's not just, I was going to really even say, it's not just so easy to move around and just scamper around and just pick coins and just shoot at them for an infinite amount of time. There are obstacles. And this is what contributes to making the system very sustainable. There are obstacles where, sure, if you want to fly, there are coins in between buildings that you would have to drop your altitude flying at that such height, and because of that, have to use a helicopter, for instance, or a rocket to shoot at these coins. Now, you have to buy all of that in-game items. That's feeding the system. You're bringing in more money into the system that we could use to pay people. So that helps with sustainability. It's not just so it's an exciting game, but it's not so easy to win so much, you know. So that makes it very sustainable. And speaking about passive income, I have to talk about the staking that we a feature that we have, uh, which is of two kinds. We have the auto staking, where you're making 5% of whatever you have staked to be paid weekly. But this is after launch. 5% of whatever you staked, even if you weren't going to play the game, 5% of whatever you stake gets to you paid every week. So stakers just need to register the wallet and hold MSB tokens, and our bots will do the rest. It will check your holding amount, and if you sell, there's no reward for you. But most importantly, there's the second strategy of staking where we make investors take their coins and stake with us. These funds we are going to deploy to build new game projects and also to incorporate these features of metaverse and all of that stuff that I talked about. Very soon, we want to upgrade the environment to make it more exciting, being able to incorporate all the terrains from other projects and all that cross-chain feature. It's all of what it's part of the conversation. So yeah, I think that really touches on that sustainability. Yeah, basically.
Boom, there you guys have it. All right. And also, here's the thing. So this goes a little bit outside of the project's utility itself. Okay, this goes a little bit outside the utility itself. In terms of marketing and just your community, how you guys are going to keep the to earn trend alive? You know, because personally, I don't even know if I asked that question right. Because personally, I don't think the to earn trend is going to go anywhere. But I do know that when people hear to earn, they typically have a negative connotation about it. So I guess the better question would be this: how would you guys differentiate yourself in a way that when people first look at your website, or I don't even think I should ask that. I don't even know if you could answer that. Not you in particular, but just anybody in general. But let's move on to one other thing I want to know about is on the website you guys said 45% of the supply goes to the pre-sale and the liquidity. So
exactly.
What specifically goes to the pre-sale, and then what specifically goes to liquidity?
Okay, that's a detailed question. Yeah, it's combined. We put that together, pre-sale and liquidity, to be locked for what 180 days. So I think all of that is really more into other very technical stuff right there. But it's 45% to pre-sale and liquidity put together. I don't have all the specific detail about what goes to liquidity and pre-sale, but 45% goes to that. And if I should speak more about the tokenomics, 30% goes to all the earnings within the game, and 13% goes to the staking rewards we just talked about, 7% to continuous enhancement of the ecosystem, and 5% for post-launch marketing. Because for a project like this, it's important to keep sending word out. The AMAs don't stop before launch. It continues, so it's a continuous thing. And so we're allocating 5% of that to marketing.
Understood, man. Thanks. And about how long is it going to be before the game is fully functioning and then out on the App Store for everybody to download?
All right. Currently, we have. Okay, to be honest, and because we tell you exactly the way it is, you could download the app currently on the Play Store for the Androids. We've had a few people complaining about not being able to download, but that problem is not from us. It's from Google, because from their policy that for new apps like that, they can only be downloaded by a high version. That's a 12, version 12, Android 12 and above. So you can actually download the app currently on Google Play Store. We had a few issues with the iOS version. The project was built on the Unity software, and as you all know, Unity is very compatible with PC and with Android and iOS and PlayStation, all of that. So we're looking at possibility of launching all of that. So we're looking also for the rest of the year. That's the fourth quarter of this year. We're expecting to list the app on iOS to get over that challenge that we had. But currently, you could find it on Play Store.
All righty. Got it. So we've established, so as far as we've seen so far, project went through that, solid. Team, solid. So far as we can see. So next, let's go over to the community side of things. One thing I want to know is, how are you guys going to keep the community engaged and active throughout the duration of the bear market? And just through, well, I only have to say accumulation phase, because projects can do very well in accumulation phases. But, you know, throughout the duration of this bear market, how are you guys going to be keeping your community active and engaged? You know, because, you know, you don't want anything to fall off or anything like that. And it's not just simply about, you know, it's more about how you guys behave, because some people are going to drop off and go away. But
yes,
if you have the way you treat your community set up in such a way, you're going to keep on, every time you lose one, you're going to attract another of the same type of person. So I'm more or less trying to figure out, what is you all's mentality towards your community?
Sure. If I want to believe a few people here have joined our community and must have noticed how very receptive we are to ideas and generally welcoming new faces. And by the way, we call ourselves pilots. You know, hey pilot, how's it going? So we have that family thing going within the community, and everyone, speaking about the two co-founders and the CEO, as well as the rest of the core team, are actively present within the community. They're closer to the community. We like to give updates about what we're working on. We don't like to put them in the blind, just act like we know it all. So, and speaking about it, we can't really even do that, because for the game objects and the upgrades within the game, they'll be put on sale to be bought by players, but would have to inquire from community first what works for them, what they want to see within the game, before we could make such updates, create such objects. So we're counting on the community, really. And I think it's not going to be, it's not going to be boring in any step of the way, because we're constantly asking you, what do you want? How can we serve you better? So it's a game, and it's meant to be exciting, and we're making money from this. So yeah, we have active contests currently even going on in the community, and making sure that, of course, they're fun. Even the whitelist contest that's currently going on is really fun, where you have to just perform a few tasks, and very engaging and stuff like that. We foresee such activities, games, times where we have to share your experience of the game, with other people within the community. So I feel that with all of this, and with all of the warmth and we're a community of gamers as well. So, and there's that thing about gamers, we don't exactly get bored easily. So, and it's some revolutionary stuff we're doing here. We always have people talking about awesome environments, what they see in a project they want to incorporate into our project, and we're ready to hear and all of that. So, yeah, the excitement will be steady. I understand it's going to be down times, and even now, but for the low times right now that we're experiencing, all the cryptos, we see a very exciting community. And what's going to be the case where you have a bull run? Sure, it's going to even be better. So we don't foresee any of that. We're very fired up. The CEO has awesome experience. We're not just talking about games. He has awesome experience programming games back in the back end. So he's always going to have that the gaming, that's this thing about gamers and that we have noticed within the community. So it's always going to be exciting.
Question that I have got for you, and then we're going to throw it straight over to the community, is going to be when the next bull run hits, there's going to be a wave of to not only benefit our community, but I'm saying this to benefit you guys too, because this is something that a lot of people don't think about. A lot of people say that there are going to be new people coming inside the space, new project, new devs, new waves, like new types of stuff. And in all honesty, it's really just going to be different variations of the same thing that we've already seen, And so thing about it is, are looking at people like you who have already got something established and are looking at how can they do what you're doing better. So what competitive advantage do you have over people who may want to come in, and how will you guys keep yourselves in the mix so that way someone doesn't come up with something similar as you and pretty much rock off with what you could have rocked off with?
It's an awesome question. Well, that's naturally the advantage of being an early adopter of anything. There's the natural advantage of being in a space even when it wasn't working. And the truth about it is, why we have such an awesome game even now is because we have been in the space and been experimenting on a lot of projects, failed projects, successful projects, even to have grown this much of experience. So, yeah, and we're still very open. We're not rigid in any way. We're flexible. We're adopting ideas as they come. And you see, I think that's the issue for a lot of closed-minded devs and core team members. But when we are a passionate community of gamers that are progressive, I don't think it's a problem, because we'll always be seen trying new things, even if we have to copy and tweak it a bit. That's the creativity. It's not every time you have to do something from scratch, but you'll have to improve. And as I talked about earlier on, we are willing to go cross-chain, even to link up with other projects, import terrain from every other project, that's willing to work with us. We're very open. So I think with all of that open-mindedness, we're not an island. We'll continue to flow. There's no stagnancy anywhere. So it's not a thing of bother to us that some new project is gonna. I mean, we have some experience, so to do very well, even and better than any competitor out there.
Sounds good, man. Great. All right. So with that being said, I know people had questions. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and throw your hands up, and we'll unmute you one by one and let you guys ask me questions. I see some people in here that I know of as well. All righty. We're going to start with Agent Anchor. Agent Anchor, thanks for coming. Your mic is unmuted. The floor is yours, man. Go ahead and ask your question. Isn't there, Vladlin? You can go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
Because it was just like really quiet on my side, and I did not understand if you were asking me to, or if you were calling me to ask my questions or someone else. But if you allow me, I'll start. Actually, I have like a couple questions. First one, I I think I missed that. I think I missed if you mentioned which engine was used to build the game, because as I understand it's Unity, but
Yeah.
I decided to ask you to just, yeah. So it's Unity, yeah, and also I want to know, as you're building a game, mobile game, like to be downloaded at Play Store and later on App Store. Yeah, do you plan to integrate any in-game ads as an additional source of income for the project?
All right, that's an awesome question right there. Yeah, you see, for us, the focus is community, really. And even if we had this very fresh idea, we would not implement until we have run it by community. So, talking about ads, if they're not distracting, because we're very focused on the experience, so if we're talking about ads, they're going to pop up and all of that to block your screen, and it's not in our vision to mess all of the game design with ads. But sure, if probably a landing page and that ad has to do with something that's in line with what we're doing, we probably could incorporate that. But if those ads are gonna lead to a blocking of the user interface of the game, then I don't think we are keen on that. If it's really about income, we'll just find a way to build that in within the game and not distract from the vision, really.
Yeah, right. Thank you. Like kind of ads that I think can be integrated into the game. It's like ads. When you watch an ad, you can get some kind of bonus. For example, like a small portion of fuel for your plane, and you like watch an ad like between rounds or something like that, and you get additional fuel or maybe some other bonuses. Because like if you get tokens for watching ads, it will be bad for the gameplay because people may just abuse that. And if you just have ads as a source of income with not giving back to a community, that can also kill the game, because like many people hate when you play and those games those ads are popping up on your screen and stuff. But yeah, you provided a good answer, and that's actually what I want to hear. Yeah, thank you.
But sure, that very, very awesome observation, like very great suggestion, really. And yeah, if we have any of such ideas or ads that would not distract from the vision is principle, and we are seeking every day how to improve our experience of the game. So if that's gonna impede on that experience, we would not go that route. Thank you for that question, man. Appreciate that.
Man, appreciate it. Next, we're going up to Crypto Lover and Anchor. If you're here, you can just go ahead and speak. I'm gonna unmute Crypto Lover so he can go.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
Okay, so my question is about the multiplayer. You said on the website where you say we can play with other players and earn from them. So is
Yes.
there a limited amount of cash we can earn from playing with other players?
No, I think that's great question. Great question. I think that's between you and the player. Like we said, you're playing against your friends and family and people that you have met. So it's based. It's like you're betting. It's not an official betting platform, but you're telling the opponent that okay, we're depositing this amount of funds, and whoever wins the fight takes it all. So in that aspect of the game, we're not so strong on that. You just do your thing. Do that with your partner who you're fighting with. And so you can bet whatever you want to, but it has to be tokens that you own within the system. And of course, whoever wins that fight gets it all.
All right. So we're gonna be earning on the token, right?
Yeah, sure. You're gonna be earning tokens that you can sell on PancakeSwap. Now, you could do a lot with the token. You could, as you win tokens from fights, from exploring and flying around and all of that, you could use those tokens. First, you are earning coins. I want you to get the flow. You're earning coins, and each coin is equivalent to 3,000 MSP tokens. Now, as you accumulate these tokens, you could use them to buy in-game items like helicopters. And so if you started with a plane, but you were up there, you're flying up there, and if you had to come down for a fight, to that low altitudes, a plane would not be able to do that. So you would need a helicopter, and you would need fighter jets and all of that. So yeah, you would need all of that money to purchase these in-game upgrades, as well as if you don't want to do all the purchases, you could just sell it on PancakeSwap and make real money.
Right, that's good. Awesome project you got there, man.
Thanks, man. Great question.
Hello, can I ask my question?
Yeah, sure you can, man.
Okay.
My
My
wait a
question
minute, no,
is,
because I said I could go. I said we would let Crypto Lover go first, so we're gonna let Crypto Lover go.
okay,
Yeah, because I already like these
okay.
people had their
Sorry,
hands up
sorry,
already.
sorry.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go Crypto Lover, and then after that, I'm gonna go Isaac, and then Sujay and Scooby, and then I'll get right to you. Okay. All righty, Isaac. You go ahead and ask your question, man. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. So my question is centered on the marketing because the space now requires a different kind of marketing strategy that is solely different from the AMAs and the Twitter posts. There's something that comes to my mind. I don't know if you can buy the suggestion. Maybe you can pay those content creators in some major cities in the world, and they like create a video for you, a video that involves meeting people in the real life, asking them questions about their opinion on a particular aspect of cryptocurrency and what they understand about it. And in such way, you also talk to them about your project and some of the utilities and what you have to offer. So I don't know if you're buying that suggestion from me.
Great question. Speaking about unconventional marketing, the kind of marketing we're not exactly used, not common, AMAs and stuff like that. Yeah, sure. If I want to touch on that, we've had AMAs. I'm going to talk about AMAs. I'm talking about the real world partnerships you're talking about. So just a quick walk through. We've had AMAs and we keep having them pre-launch. But after launch, we're looking at unconventional ways to send word out about the good work that we're doing. I just want to hint you there. I don't know if the core team will let me do this, but just let the cat out of the bag here. We have great ideas. Speaking about, picture this. A situation where we are contacting real life pilots, because the idea here, since we are starting the very first fly to earn, we're trying to own the sky in the virtual space. So meeting with real life pilots, even to simulate the cockpit, a live cockpit, and fly the plane. And speaking about all that metaverse integration, skydiving out of that plane. Those are really cool ideas that we are in talks with, talking about in this moment, even as we are trying to reach out to the real world partnerships, as well as tagging along with Diamond, whole awesome communities like you, even to keep sending the good word out, really.
Yeah. I like the fact you understand what I'm trying to say and what I already said. Because if you notice how the space is going currently now, you see that a lot of investors are more reserved on their investments. They
Yes.
want to get involved in a little way, not confidently like before. But there are a lot of persons out there, maybe they have few knowledge or they have some knowledge about the space. If you get to meet them, talk to them, let them understand the space better and what you guys have to offer, I think they will become the diamond holders which you need for your charts to be pumping and which you need to keep the project surviving in this bear run which we're suffering now. But that's fine since you said you already doing that with some pilot. That's good.
It's really awesome a point right there because yeah, I see gaming as a way to bring more people into cryptos because before cryptos they have been gamers. Now, if we have such a great project, it's not just for people within the crypto space. So, and it is accessible on Play Store and iOS really soon. So there are a lot of non-crypto enthusiasts that would jump in, and because of the game, get educated in some way. And I buy the idea of videos to sensitize people on how to play the game and really introduce them to cryptos really. So
Yeah.
we're very much open to all of that. Great uh, suggestion right there, man.
Okay, that's beautiful. Thank you, bye first.
Yeah, man. Thanks.
Next up, we've got Sujay coming in.
Yeah, Sir Jay. That's my man.
Sujay, that's your man. Sujay, there you go, man. You can go ahead and ask your question. Next up, we're
Hey
going
DC, how are you?
to. Hey,
All right. Hey, bye first B. Been a while. I spoke with you. How are you, good sir?
I'm doing good, man. Glad to hear from you.
Thank you. All right. I love the idea
Hello.
of a P2E game. Oh,
Hello.
Crypto Lover, did you want to go first?
Hello.
hey, Crypto Lover, you got to wait for Sujay because Sujay already
Hello. Can
started
I go
talking.
on with my questions?
I'll let Sujay go because
I
he
think
already
Crypto
started
Lover
talking.
is fired up.
Hello. Can I go on with my questions?
Sujay because he already started
Hello.
speaking.
Okay.
Hello.
Oops.
There we go. He's muted.
Okay. Love the idea of a play to earn game based on planes. Not many of them out there. I was wondering if the team would be open to down the line maybe to expand this to sort of a battle royale version of the game where where people would put down a fixed number of MSP tokens to get into the battle royale, and then they play against each other, and then you could have one winner at the end of it all, or you could maybe have like a podium with three winners. So kind of like PUBG, but with planes. Is that something you would be open to?
Very so. Very so. First, I'm going to say Sujay with awesome questions. And that's an excellent suggestion right there. And this because I didn't run us through that roadmap. If you are on the website right now, you see, look at the last quarter, the last item on the roadmap. We have the NFT marketplace I didn't talk about. We also have the game object marketplace, and we have team tournaments, right? So yeah, very awesome, right? Right now we have just the single player mode, and before the end of the year, we're gonna have that multiplayer version deployed fully, and sure, build up on that into that tournament, and we're looking at the second quarter of next year. So very much so, we're soaking all of these ideas in, and this is really what we're talking about. Like I said, we don't just come up with ideas and we just do them. We run them through the community, and sure, listening to this observation right here, you were sure to that we will adopt that, yeah, tournaments. A lot of people could come in. Right now, we're looking at just two people slugging out, trying to fight for the whatever was deposited, right? But in the future, it could be more 10 people playing, and depositing a lot of money into their pool and somebody taking it all because he won the fight. And so, yeah, very still important, but yeah.
Nice. Yeah, could require a lot of development, and you could also think on the lines of using Unreal Engine 5 if you wanted to like expand this to a full-blown 3D game as opposed to Unity for the current version. But yeah, so many things can be done down the line in the roadmap. But yeah, thank you so much for answering. Thanks,
True
DC.
that. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. Yeah, Unity is not as vast compared to Unreal Engine. So yeah, we're using Unity right now because really it's very compatible, and we could do a demonstration to start something for you to see. Hopefully, see the vision that we have, which is more broader than what it is right now, and where we can incorporate all that Unreal Engine and complex stuff.
Yeah, one step at a time. Cheers, man.
Exactly. Thanks, man.
I'm about to unmute you right now. Make sure that your mic is working this time. Here we go. All right, crypto lover, you can go ahead. Do I have to press it again? Here we go. All right, there it goes. All right, go ahead, man. What's up, dude?
Hello.
Hey, crypto lover.
Oh, thank you. So can I go on with my questions now?
Sure. More ears.
So I want to ask you guys that will you make your game available in cross-chain such that if a player is in Binance Chain socket and I can play against him through Ethereum network, more like playing against each other from different blockchain network?
Exactly. Yeah, we talked about that, and more than just players from other chains, we could import objects from other chains. We're open to partnerships with other projects from other chains, and it's very much in the line of what on the timeline we're working towards that. 7% of our allocation goes to development and possible cross chain. So very much so. That's a very possibility.
So, it's not all of us that know how to play games, and there's a lot of different games. So, will you have a mode or a short video on how people will play the game and how to make it to generate more income in it?
Yes, because it's gaming and cryptos, and currently, I mean, there are fewer people that are crypto enthusiasts, and we are very welcoming to newbies into the crypto space. So we are gonna do stuff like that for people to very much understand our UI. For those that don't understand how to, connect wallet and all of that stuff, there will be videos to explain how it works. And, I talked about a lot of those figures, ran through all of that earlier in the AMA. So, but all of this will be available for more clarification on how the system works. So that's a good idea too.
All right, thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Appreciate that question, man.
Ada. Ada, we're unmuting you right now. Here you go. Ask your question. And ask the question. If anybody doesn't have any more questions in the VC, I'm gonna go look at the chat and see what other questions we've got up in there. Dwicky, wait a minute. Dwicky, are you in here? You can go and ask your question, man. Let's see. Man, go ahead and ask your question, brother.
All right. Thanks for the opportunity. Firstly, I want to know, is there a platform to add like interactions to other players in the game? And for my
Currently,
second question, we know
yeah,
in some centralized and go
yeah,
ahead,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
You're asking if currently there's a
Okay. I said
way to, or sure, ask your question.
is there a way to add interactions like interaction features, like you can interact with other players while playing your game? Is there any addition?
Oh yeah, currently there's none of that because we're running that single player mode at the moment. But we foresee, well, not just foresee, we have a plan for the first quarter of say ending this year, we'll be able to deploy completely the the multiplayer version, so that players can interact with each other in the game, have fights and, bet money and all of that stuff, if that's exactly what you mean. But currently, to do that, you might have to just, might have to be in the community, speak to each other, talk about your experiences and stuff. But in the future, after we launch, we're looking at the possibility. Does that answer your question?
All right, thank you. Can I ask my next question?
Sure.
Okay. For my next question, we know that one of the limitations in centralized clouds and even in decentralized cloud is limited storage capacity of those protocols. So within Method 6 pilot, do you notice a limitation in terms of data storage, and how have you managed to solve this issue?
I think your voice was holding as speaking. Something about data storage. Can you say that again?
We didn't get you on that one. We couldn't fully hear you. Can you say it again?
I didn't get that question.
Okay, I said we know that limiting
Go in the chat and type your question up there. I'm getting ready to read this person's question from in the chat anyways. I'm gonna get your question afterwards.
I said that we know that okay, what I'm saying is that in centralized clouds and even in some decentralized clouds, we know that there's limitation of storage capacity. So within the MetaStack pilot, do you notice a limitation in terms of that storage, and how have you managed to solve the issue? Do you get?
Currently, because it's a very simple game, and I think that's a really technical question actually for developers. But what I can say about that is currently it's a very simple game. It's in beta version, so it's not much a challenge. Even putting all of that on Play Store, even the just playing around with the game, there's no challenge at the moment that we experience. So, but I understand that to incorporate all of that, tournaments and fighting, and it's a lot of machine power, even in the design of the game, and data storage, as you talked about. So, in this moment, we're challenge. So, but we're bracing ourselves for it.
Right, all right.
See you down there. Your mic is unmuted. You can go ahead and ask your question, sister. Go ahead and ask your question.
Hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
Hey there, how you doing?
Can you hear me?
Hello. Can you hear you, man? Oh, lady.
Okay, you can hear me. Okay, my question is, apart from tax fees, apart from tax fees that most projects use to fund their projects, do you have any revenue that you can always get funds to revive the project in case of instabilities?
Yeah. So their taxes. I didn't run us through that. I don't think I run us through that. We have a 3% buy and 5% sell. Yeah, just to run that through. But we also have the staking that most of it will be going to developing and enhancing the ecosystem. All right. So it's we're getting all of that fund really to advance the game from staking. From the staking. So all the funds that we get from there will be deployed even to in-game objects. Like I said, those upgrades on your helicopters and those bombs, the rockets, and so we're going to be using those funds from staking to improve the system. Really, that's what I know of at the moment.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you for that question.
All righty. Appreciate you. Now, let me go and ask this question we got in the chat. Here we go. This came from Dwicky. So he was wanting to know, let me read this again just to make sure it's relevant. So it says, do you guys use the same tokens, example, MSP tokens for game rewards, staking, and others? What if there is a severe inflation because many users sell those MSP tokens for money? How do you deal with that?
Yeah, let's okay, so I believe that currently, yeah, we're giving out the rewards in NFT, so is that MSP tokens. But yeah, I'm seeing the possibility of probably doing that in a stable coin. It'll probably BUSD. But that's only for the future. And but being a demonstration for the moment, we are giving out the rewards MSP tokens. It's a possibility that there can be inflation and that could affect the system. But yeah, we're very proactive to know that that's a possibility and to tweak that just in time before that happens. Did I answer that?
You answered it good to me. I'm just saying Dwicky ain't here, so he can't really approve it. Yeah, that's the only he asked a few questions, but that's the only one that I think would be very relevant and you just really be on par. Wait a minute, is Dwicky still? Let me see. Yeah. Anyhow, if that's all, I'm going to take one more chance for the questions. If anybody else has a question in the chat, you guys can go ahead and raise your hand now. Going once, going twice, 3 times, one more just cuz, and that is it. All right, guys. You?
Thank you.
There wasn't much stuttering and stammering, which isn't a big deal, but I just want to give you a plus on that. There were never any moments where you tried to evade or answer a different type of question than what was being asked. You answered everything to the best of your ability. Everything was honest and direct. So I really appreciate you. It shows a good representation of the team. And thanks to everybody who asked a question and put in their energy and time. You're welcome, man. Anyhow, we can go right over to the giveaways to you, Achilles, and Don.